One of the biggest questions that you might have is, how much does it actually cost to attend WVU? So let's break down estimated cost of attendance and what that means for you. Estimated cost of attendance includes both direct costs, which are billed by the institution, and indirect costs, which are usually not directly billed, but these are expenses that you're probably going to have while you're studying. There are other potential costs that could fall into either category, and I'll mention those in just a moment. Let's look at the direct and indirect components of cost of attendance. Direct costs of attendance are things like tuition and fees, which are billed directly to your student account. You might also have room and board on your account if you are an on-campus student. Indirect costs are things like your books and supplies, your room and board if you're off campus, your transportation, parking, and personal expenses. These are things that you're going to have to pay for as a student, but they're not going to be billed to you by the university. Those other possible costs that you saw on the previous slide could be either direct or indirect, depending upon what you choose and your program. For example, some programs require that students buy a computer or a certain set of materials. Those things might be included in your costs. Also, if you were to do a study abroad program, the cost of the program, flights, passport might all be included in either your direct or indirect costs, again, depending on how the program is run. So let's talk about getting some estimates and an idea of what your cost might look like. First of all, it's important to remember that your costs can vary based on a multitude of different things and different decisions that you make. So your costs are going to look different from other people's costs. These differences could be based on things like your major, your choices for housing, your meal plan, and other program decisions that you might have to make. We do have a tool called the net price calculator. This net price calculator can estimate potential federal financial aid, but it also looks at your potential cost of attendance. It includes your direct costs that you will actually be billed, but it also includes estimates for your indirect costs. This tool can really help you understand your costs and give you estimates so that you know what it might actually look like for you as a student at WVU. You can find our net price calculator if you go to our financial aid webpage at financialaid.wvu.edu, and under the Home tab, choose Cost Estimate and Costs and Aid. This will give you a link to the net price calculator as well as more information about cost of attendance and indirect and direct costs.